I'll start out by saying that given the week we've had, this was a nice win for us. I told the guys in the locker room, and I didn't talk about this prior to the game because I didn't want to call attention to it, but, you got me dragging them to New York and then back out to the East Coast, missing 2 days of practice and only having 2 days to prepare for this team. I thought they responded really well. There was a small little lull there in the beginning, and then once we got it out to 15 or 14 in the first half, I think, I felt like, okay, we're back to our old selves again. And then that enabled me to, and as you guys will see I'll do, because we need to figure out what we're going to do now that Angus is on the shelf, is which one of these freshmen can we put in the real part of the game. So I was real happy that I was able to kind of throw those guys in there for more than just sort of junk time at the end there. So with that, I'll open it up for questions.
Montana State only shot 30% for the game. Is that more of a testament to the Beavers' defense, or is there an ability to get the ball in the basket?
Nah, I would look at the tape to be completely certain of this, but I thought we were playing some good defense, especially given the amount of second shots they got, So I think if you cut down on the 20 offensive rebounds, it might have even been even worse than that. So I liked how we stayed in front of our men, but then they'd flip the ball up and the rebound, we'd mistimed it, and or they just out hustled us for it. I mean, I have to say that happened more than a couple of times. But no, it is been a point of emphasis for us since we've gotten here and since we've started playing man-to-man to sort of get better at it. And it feels like we're getting better at it.
You think that was maybe a result of at least maybe partly of all the travel and all that? I feel like the team was maybe
a little sluggish, yeah. And Kevin, I didn't want to give them an excuse beforehand, but and I certainly didn't really see the sluggishness at practice. What I saw was that I saw a group of guys who enjoyed their trip and didn't want to have any negative repercussions for having gone. So they worked really hard at practice. But I think, when the lights are on and you got a great student section like we had, I was so pleased with the number of students who were in the student section. There was a little bit of a sluggish start. But once we got going, I liked what I saw, other than, like I said, the second chance points and the turnovers in the second half.
How important was it to have both Joe having his career day and then Eric coming up with the double-double also, especially, with this being the first game without Angus?
Great point. It was really important because, it's sort of now, after it's now evident for a week and a half now that he's not going to be with us, everybody feels the pressure of having to do a little bit more. And to see both Eric and Joe and Ahmad step up from a rebounding standpoint just shows that we still got a little wiggle room there. Not much, as you could see with as soon as they started playing that zone. It would have been nice to have Angus out there to bang a couple of shots, but then you throw Olaf in there and he makes his first shot, misses the second one, makes his third one. That gives you a little bit of confidence from that standpoint. So we've got to meld some pieces together to see exactly where we're going. But it was very nice for Joe to have such a good game the first day without Angus.
You mentioned Olaf. What else did you learn about your freshmen?
That they're still freshmen no matter who you're playing. They're freshmen and they're green, and we have to throw them in there so they get some experience so they're ready by the time the conference starts. That's the first thing I noticed. The second thing I noticed is that there is no drop-off in athleticism. As a matter of fact, we might be more athletic with those three freshmen, who not including Olaf, and Olaf's not unathletic. He's just 6'11", But the biggest and most important thing is I think they're going to be fine. I think that once they get some real playing time and not sort of into the game minutes, they'll be fine. I was really They all did some real positive things, which lets you know once the nerves are behind them, they'll do a good job in there.
Jamal started but only got 7 minutes. Was that just kind of a testament to you don't really know what you're doing yet and kind of taking things as they come?
It was a little bit of a testament to that. You don't know what you're doing yet. But then he twisted his ankle. And when, Coach Hughes, he knows how to manage a game as a mid-major playing against the high major. So there was a lot of different defenses going on out there that you need a little bit of experience to know exactly where to be at the right time. But he would have played more in the second half had he not twisted his ankle. And we just did, with the fragile nature of the lineup, we wanted to make sure that he was okay, and I think he's going to be fine.
What do you think about Joe playing in this N7 game? It seems like he plays a little more out there.
Yeah, I don't think Joe plays better in these games than he normally does. I really think that he's evolving as a player. He's just getting better, and I'm hoping that this isn't just the first time you're going to see him get a double-double and get 20 points. I mean, he's capable of doing that. He's just he's so focused on helping others out. Like he had a great line here. He was 8 for 11. That's very efficient. I can tell you, he passed up about 4 shots just trying to get somebody else going. That's a nice trait to have when you have Angus in the lineup. And when you don't have Angus in the lineup, we need him to be, instead of being 8 for 11, it'd be nice if he were 12 for 16.
Ahmad, Roberto, Joe, and Devon all had 3 turnovers apiece. I know turnovers kind of plagued you
Yeah.
in New York City. So
Right.
One thing still probably not for you.
Yeah, and what really bugs me about it, we only had 5 in the first half. We did a great job taking care of the ball in the first half. So what that tells me is that's focus. That's all that is. I mean, if you can handle the pressure when they're not tired, you should be able to handle it when they're a little bit more fatigued. Secondly, might point out that maybe we were a little bit fatigued. I mean, for the first time, I saw Ahmad making some decisions he hadn't made since freshman year, and that could be fatigue. I think Joe had a couple of bad calls that ended up, or non-calls that ended up being turnovers. And then who else had 3? Roberto. I just thought Roberto just couldn't get going. From that first play, we ran a play for him. He gets a layup right at the basket and bounces it off the rim. And if he makes that, I think he has a different game. It's funny how that works out. And then he got in foul trouble. So, I could probably look at the tape and find some more egregious turnovers. What I want to make sure is that what we're doing in that first half to get 5 turnovers, we do in the second half. I mean, if you take some of the freshman turnovers off, Langston had 1, and Devon also had 3 turnovers, which is interesting because he had 4 assists, no turnovers in the first half. So we just have to be more focused in the second half and make sure we're not too tired, making mistakes because we're tired.
A few days before Kansas, what are you going to work on?
We'll practice tomorrow and just kind of I haven't taken a look at their tape yet, but they play good, hard man-to-man. They execute well against the man-to-man. So this is going to be how much you can handle being in the bright lights against a ranked team and a storied franchise, a storied program like Kansas. When you think about if someone were to ask 10 different people the 5 best college basketball programs, they may give you 5 different lists, but Kansas will be on all 5 of them. So there's going to be that to deal with, and you're playing not at home. So we're really looking forward to the opportunity of really gauging ourselves against a national program.
Back to Angus, what are you asking from him presence-wise, even though he's on the bench?
Well, the interesting thing is I don't have to ask anything of Angus. He gives he gives more than what you would expect. I mean, he was coaching guys on the bench. He's been at every single practice. He's missed 1 practice because he took an extra day at Thanksgiving to enjoy with his girlfriend's family. And he's been as much of a leader on the IR as he was when he was playing. So I don't have to expect anything. You know, he just performs. He performs all the time. He performs in the classroom. He performs as a leader on the team. He performs on campus as a leader and a representative of this program. I just let him do what he does, and he'll add value constantly.
I noticed last game you did the offense-defense team with Roberto and Langston. And then this game with 3 minutes left, I mean, it was a 12-point game, so still somewhat close. You had Langston in, so does that kind of show how much confidence you have in Langston's defense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, in basketball, the way you get on the court as a freshman is defense. I mean, if you think back to what year are you now? Senior. So you were here when Jarrett was a freshman. The only time he got in was when he could start defending. For young players, the best way to get on the court is defense. And Langston's doing that. Jamal's doing it. That's the reason why Jamal's starting, because he can defend 4 positions. I mean, we had him on the point guard, and then I thought Langston did a really good job guarding the point guard, the opportunities he had guarding him. So, yeah, I don't think I'll be doing offense-defense because I think his offense will catch up at some point. But I was doing that when we were in New York because I didn't want Roberto to pick up a foul or for his man to get by him, and I knew Langston could stay in front of his man.
That's good.
That it? All right. Thank you.